Hello, beautiful beings. Thank you for being here. I know this video has found you in spirit timing. This is a divination channel focused on inner power and reconnecting with the sacred self. My name is Moon. I am an oracle and an artist. I make card decks and I read cards. I am also a spiritual life coach where I hold space for you to apply the messages you receive in your readings. My card readings are intended for you to slow down so you can hear the voice of your soul and feel supported by me, your higher self, your spirit guides, and the greater universe to live your dharma. My role is to be a mirror for you so that you remember your divinity, reclaim your intuition, practice your sovereignty, and embody your wisdom. Welcome to ItsMee. I am honored to channel for you. This is a pick a group reading where you will choose either group 1, group 2, and or group 3. Use your intuition to select your reading. You can also ask yourself questions to help guide your group choice, such as, what group number am I most drawn to in this moment? Do I feel called to pick more than one group? Do I feel the need to listen to all 3 groups? If you need more time to choose, you can go directly to the timestamp group selection meditation. Remember that when you receive a card reading, you are tapping into your spirit and allowing the universe to speak to you. Trust in what resonates. Stay curious about what doesn't, and know that you have the power to call in new energy for change. The decks I am using today for all the group readings are Solstice, Spirit Animal, and Sacred Rebels. The links for these decks will be provided below if you want to learn more about these decks and or if you want to purchase them for your own spiritual toolbox. Solstice is an affirmation oracle deck that I created, and it is marked by the sun symbol, serving as a tool to reclaim your soul. It is rooted in love, and it is full of messages that will deepen your connection to your inner power and your intuition. I've channeled these messages from the universe, my intuition, and my guides, and I hope that you are blessed with the wisdom that is awaiting for you to embody. Spirit Animal is an oracle deck created by Colette Baron Reed. It is a deck where you can connect to the animal spirits and receive their messages. Every animal has a transcendent archetypal symbolism, a universal meaning holding a message of deep, enduring truth. The spirits residing in the natural world have much to share, and the secrets of their forgotten language are now available to you. Sacred Rebels is an oracle deck created by Alana Fairchild, dedicated to those who want to live their own unique, inspired life and share their life with the world as a sacred offering. It is for those who are ready to celebrate and nurture their individuality. Sacred Rebels Oracle deck is filled with striking imagery and beautiful, heartfelt guidance to support you in awakening your sacred, rebellious heart so that you will trust in your own uniqueness and authenticity and honor your creative power. All right, group 1, this is your card reading spread. So let's see what the universe has to share with you. So right off the bat, we have some affirmations. Let's open the cards, all of them, to see what the entire story is. All right. I'm going to read the affirmations first, and then we'll get into the imagery. So the first card here says, "You are the light." Your spirit is calling for you to realign yourself with what you are, a magnificent being. Are you living, thinking, and behaving in a way that embodies this? Know that what you radiate to the world is not up to you, because you are of pure magnificence. Your nature will show, but the way you embody yourself and the channels you use to self-express is up to you. It is always time to honor your true nature as a magnificent being. Your affirmation is, "I am conscious of my light, and I invite embodiment of full expression." The things that pop out to me immediately is you are the light, and then there is a light right here on this person's forehead, and even on this bear with this diamond right above their forehead. And then this one, the second thing that pops out to me is a bear with these bees, and seeing how a bear eats honey, and there's a lot of bees. Bees make honey, and so there's a connection there that I see right away. And even with this imagery, I can see that, like, to me, this speaks of like DNA or like ancestry. You can see the many layers. This card says spirals of manifestation. It's speaking to me of like what is it called? It's like ancestral, like things that your ancestors have been manifesting time and time again, and now it is in your hands. You are the one who is to carry that out. And especially with this light being at this person's third eye, you may or may not have, like, your third eye may be activating right now, like, and if not, there is a message to strengthen your third eye and connect with your ancestors. This part here in this imagery almost looks like it's like a shield, and I feel like part of that is protection, like ancestral protection. Whatever the manifestation is or has been throughout your lineage, whether that's biological or identical lineage, you are shielded, you are protected. This manifestation is yours to carry on, and your ancestors got you. Like, they are here, they've been working on it. And you can even see some feathers here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 may be a significant number in whatever you're manifesting, or whether it's a significant number in your lineage. Okay, so let me read. Okay, I'm gonna look. Oh, even look, 4 feathers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here are 2 more feathers. But definitely some feathers. You may have been seeing some feathers on the ground as you are outside. Even here, like, you can see the spiral behind the bear. And the bear spirit may be of significance for you and your ancestors. Definitely connect with spirit bear, and you can even ask your lineage or look into your lineage and find out if there is any connection there. Get curious and get into learning about bear spirit. I can see this spiral pattern again. It correlates with this picture here with the spiral or the circle pattern. Okay, let's read. Now I'm going to read the affirmation here. It says, you are the light. Again, this is like very clear. Like, you are the light. And even the second card, it says reparent yourself. And without even reading what these affirmation cards are saying, it's like you are the light, and if you don't feel like you're powerful enough, or that you're not like special or chosen, or that it's not meant for you, this is literally like this reading so far is your confirmation that it is your path, and your ancestors have chosen you, and you've chosen yourself to be here in this moment of time to manifest whatever this ancestral manifestation is. And even with this reparent yourself card, it's really speaking to me about being, I'm trying to think about how to phrase this. Reparent yourself with the connection of being a light. You may not have, there's something about like not having like a healthy self-worth, or not being like your childhood, you may not have had guardians, caretakers who were healthy for you, or who gave you the environment that you needed to thrive in. And therefore, like, you are not able to truly see your own light and accept it. That's what I'm kind of feeling right here. And even with the bees, it makes me feel like honey, like sweetness, right? And even this person here is like cradling themselves. It's like a black and white picture. And the card, it says releasing allegiances. But this picture, the message is really like it's giving me like self-doubt, like dimming vibes. And your ancestors, or even like people in your life who are supportive, who are sweet, are surrounding you, like, and supporting you. Let me see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bees in this card here. And so even like this person who's wearing these bracelets, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera here, but they are gold, and that is representing to me like chains and like just shackles. And you're feeling like you just can't get out of this entanglement. You're feeling stuck. You have supportive people around you, whether you know it or not, whether you feel it or not, but you have people here with you. but inside your internal world is feeling very, very stuck, very low. And so it's like it moves to the next card here saying like you are the light that you need in this photo here, this imagery. It is coming from inside you. And then coming over here, it's like the complete opposite. It's really interesting because this is very colorful here, whereas this is black and white. But this person here, like their third eye is activated and it's radiating out of their head. And this person's kind of looking like, they're not looking straight ahead, but their eyes are kind of like lowered in a gaze. Definitely reminds me of like, okay, you need to act on some meditation right now. But this person, like they look relaxed. They look that like they're in full surrender and trust mode. Whereas this one, it's like, you don't, like this imagery doesn't look like you're super in pain. I mean, you may be because of the body language, but I'm getting more of like just feeling stuck and almost kind of like, even though your face here doesn't seem like you're in pain, it's almost as if like you are so, like clearly this imagery is very like uncomfortable, but you are so, like this has been your life for so long that you're so comfortable in your discomfort. And like you are not meant to sit like this, like be like this. And it's just like, it's almost like with the reparenting yourself right here, like you didn't have any, or it's not that you didn't have, maybe it is, but you had very limited caretaking as a child. And even if it wasn't a child, it was at some point, and it really affected you to the point where you, like your inner light just like completely went out, and now this is the state of where you are. And so you can, like the journey from left to right, this is where you are now, but this image right here is your path. This is your true self right here. Okay, so I'm going to read the affirmations here. So the first affirmation card says, you are the light. Your spirit is calling for you to realign yourself with what you are, a magnificent being. Are you living, thinking, and behaving in a way that embodies this? Know that what you radiate to the world is not up to you, because you are of pure magnificence. Your nature will show, but the way you embody yourself and the channels you use to self-express is up to you. It is always time to honor your true nature as a magnificent being. Your affirmation: I am conscious of my light and invite embodiment of full self-expression. I am conscious of my light and I invite embodiment of full self-expression. That is seriously what we just were talking about. Like, this is so beautiful because it really is like you are meant for this, love. Like you got this, and it's terrible and it's awful of what you've had to go through. But the message is saying here, love, like you got this. Your ancestors are carrying you through. The bear spirit here is showing up for you. You can take off these chains. You can get out of your discomfort and be the light that you are supposed to be. And you may not know that you are the light, but this is your reminder, your confirmation, your affirmation that you are a light. Really take this affirmation to heart. Like, write this down or put it somewhere where, like, just write it down somewhere. That's what I feel like that's coming through, is like you need to write this down in your planner, put it on a post-it note, on your mirror, in your car, on your laptop, put it on your phone screen, saver. The affirmation, I am conscious of my light. That's it. I am conscious of my light. And that's such a beautiful and powerful affirmation for you, because this, we need to help you, okay? That's what your ancestors are saying. Like, you have bees around here. They are sweetness, okay? Bees, and bees, right? Like, they are a species that works in unison. And look, like, they are all working in unison to get you to really believe and remember that, honey, right? No pun intended, but honey, you need to get out of this funk, out of these knots, out of this stagnant, out of this dimness, and remember that you are light. Like, I am conscious of my light. I am conscious of my light. That is what your affirmation needs to be. Okay. And then now we're going to the second affirmation card here, talking about reparenting yourself. Okay. Let me restart. Okay. If this is your reminder to take good care of yourself, take it more as a plea. You deserve to feel good all the time. Joy is your birthright. So make your body and your mind a safe space on purpose for your spirit to rise. You are worth the time to be taken care of, and no one is better suited to take care for you other than yourself. Learn the languages of your heart and practice them on yourself. Learn how you want to be held in spaces where you do not feel accepted. Learn how to regulate your emotions with tools that uplift your wisdom. Learn to unlearn everything you think you should be, to know what truly feels good and safe. Your affirmation, taking care of myself on purpose, is the language of my self-worth in action. Taking care of myself on purpose is the language of my self-worth in action. Okay, so many messages that are coming through right now. Okay, I'm trying to like really articulate and filter the messages. Okay, so the first one is, yes, okay, this reparenting yourself, like we've been saying that in this reading, like you may not have, like what we said, you may not have had an environment or are currently not in an environment where it's healthy for you. And one of the things that I had been getting from the beginning of this reading, right, is like unhealthy self-worth, maybe like a low self-worth, not realizing your light, right? But then you having it's like even with like the bear spirit here saying take time out, and this reparenting yourself card being here together, it's, you know, if this is your reminder to take good care of yourself, take it more as a plea. So really your spirit guides are telling you, are giving you permission, not that they need to give you permission, but it's like reminding you, like, honey, take care of yourself right now. Like you need to take care of yourself, and you are the only person to take care of yourself. And not in a way where you can't rely on anybody, but it's that this quote I love. It's actually from another YouTube creator. She says it all the time in her videos, but it says, you are the most powerful person you know, because you create your own reality. And that is like the vibe that I'm hearing from the beer and the reparent yourself card, because like you are so capable, but for some reason, like whatever has happened here, right, whatever has led you to be here in this position, in this state, it's almost as if like you've looked to other ways of coping, and I feel like a very like big message, not message, but a very big like vibe of soul group number 1 is like, it seems like you're workaholics. Like that is kind of just like that's the vibe that I'm getting from you. Like something happened in your childhood or in your adult life, and you are feeling like this image here, and then your way of coping with it is just to like work your ass off and just like bury your schedule with work and not being able to like so you won't think about whatever happened to you or your current reality of like your inner world, which is very like very monotone, like this photo here. But it seems like group 1, I mean, and you know, this is a general reading, and if this doesn't apply to you, it doesn't, right? But I'm feeling like a really big energy of burnt out. Like that is what I feel like. Okay, you're just like completely burnt out, but you're still trying to keep going, and you're not allowing yourself to rest, and you're not giving yourself some space to breathe. I mean, like literally, this picture is like the anchor of the reading right now, it feels like, because like even in this position, like I mean, if you were to like mimic this position right now, even if you're like you are flexible, it's gonna be really like hard to breathe. Like you're closing, like first of all, right, your arms are like holding, like it's just this picture is literally, you're just entangled, and it's just like very hard to breathe. And versus this picture on the right, it's very airy, like there's so much room. So there's like I remember in the beginning of this reading, it was a call to meditation, but definitely do some breath work. And even as I'm talking right now, I feel like very out of breath. I take some sip of water. Hold on. So drink some water right now. If you don't have water, go get some water. Stay hydrated in your days for sure, but definitely look into breath work if you're not doing that already. But do breath work. Don't do fire breath work, because your energy right now, it needs to slow down. That's what a really big, I feel like that's a really big message from your guides right now, is like, you know, from a loving language, it's like, honey, slow the F down, okay? And there is like a sense of, because of of a challenge of your self-worth, you feel guilty of taking care of yourself. And if it's not guilt, it's that you just don't want to. Like, there is some identity, like worth, like there's some struggle that you're having about taking care of yourself, whether you don't believe that you have the time, whether you don't believe that you deserve it or that it's necessary, whatever the reason, it all comes down to your worth and how you value and see yourself. And really, this call is saying, like, okay, you gotta, one of the ways to, okay, see, one of this, the part of this affirmation, it says, I invite embodiment of full self-expression. And part of that, one of the ways that you're supposed to embody your self-expression is to reparent yourself here, okay? Like, take care of yourself as you needed as a child. Whoever that caretaker was or guardian that didn't take care of you or in the way that you needed to thrive, this is your message that you are the one to take care of yourself. Not in a way of like, okay, no one else can do it but me, but it's rooted in an empowerment that you know your own triggers, right? Like, you know your own wounds. And if you don't, that's okay. Then that's your message to do some shadow work. But you are the one who knows who hurt you and what hurts you. And so, beloved, your role is to not sit in your wounds. It's to take care of it. The imagery that's coming through is like, as a kid, or even now, just like picture yourself now. When you get a cut on your body, like let's just say you fell down the stairs, and not like in a terrible way, but you just like slipped on the stairs and then you accidentally cut yourself, right? What are you gonna do as an adult? Like, are you just gonna go on with your day without like cleaning it? Or are you gonna, bandage it up? Like, you have to clean it, you have to rinse it, apply whatever Neosporin or just some ointment on it, right? You're gonna bandage it up. That is taking care of yourself as an adult, right? Like, as a kid, you may have had the same situation where you fell, you hurt yourself, and your caregiver wasn't able to take care of you, or they didn't want to. And so now you have like this scar, this physical scar that represents your emotional scar. But This is really sharing like, okay, you as an adult have the power, the responsibility to take care of yourself, because who else will, right? Like your spirit guides, your ancestors, they can only do so much. Even, these bees right here, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bees, right? Think about like the 7 people that support you, that love you. They are there for you. But can they take care of you in the way that you need? Like, no, they can't, because you are the one who needs to take care of yourself. You are the only one who can get you from here to here. Okay? Like, that's a really big message that's coming through. Reparenting yourself is the most powerful, the most empowering, the most healing thing that you can do. And it's taking back your power, because it's like, you know what? It effing sucks that I didn't have anyone there for me. But at the end of the day, I have myself. That is beautiful. And the affirmation here is taking care of myself on purpose is the language of my self-worth in action. So part of the message here from your ancestors is telling you, like, if you don't feel like you're worthy enough to be taken care of, the only way to raise your self-worth is the action of taking care of yourself. I hope this is making sense. But that is the step, like reparenting yourself, taking care of yourself, taking time out, resting. Joy is your birthright. Joy is your birthright. Like if you feel like you can't be happy for yourself or for others, if you can't celebrate others or yourself, like that is something that it's coming through to me, that is something that you need to practice. Celebrate, okay? Like there's so many things to be celebrating for. And I celebrate you right now for showing up in this reading, for sticking it through to this reading. I am celebrating you. This is huge. Like, you are already taking care of yourself by being here. You are such a divine, beautiful light. And for you to be able to take care of yourself in this way, that is a huge step, and you should celebrate yourself. Definitely. And one of the things that are really big here that's coming out is making your body and mind a safe space on purpose for your spirit to rise. Now, okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but the biggest thing is this reading literally just always coming back to this card. But you see this picture, right? Is this an image that makes you think of a safe space for your mind and your body, right? And the tone of this reading is no. Like, you have to reparent yourself in a way that really highlights or focuses on creating a safe space for your body and your mind. And a really, really big message right now is coming through is you're not able to rise in your light if you don't feel safe in your mind and in your body. Like, there's just no way that your spirit can rise if you in your mind aren't safe, and if you in your body aren't safe. And a lot of that has to be with emotional regulation here. I'm sorry if this is moving a lot. I'm sorry if I'm like moving. I'm like talking so much. What was I saying? Yes, emotional regulation. Like that's a really big one that comes out to me from this card in this reading is emotional regulation. Like there is a lot of things that there's a lot of ways that you can reparent yourself, but one of the things that your ancestors really wants you to focus on in order to create a safe space for your mind and body is emotional regulation. Definitely look into emotional regulation. There are a lot of tools, YouTubers, there's so many therapists online that provide how to emotionally regulate, but that is a really big one that your ancestors is saying like, hey, let's work on emotional regulation for your spirit to rise. Okay, and then I think the last message that I'm getting initially, just by looking here, is I see this bear claw, and that's one of the things that's popping out to me. And the reason why it's popping out to me is because it's resting on like the heart chakra. And, you know, the heart chakra is, right, it's all about love, right? But it's also about, it's connected to the astrological zodiac sign Leo. Leo rules the heart. And Leo is all about self-expression, right? And I feel like you have a challenge to be seen. Like, I think that's a really big challenge that I feel like you have, which is why you tend to like bury yourself in work. So no one like can see you. No one really knows what you're doing. But I feel like definitely do some work on like balancing out your heart chakra. So the chakras that I see for you is your third eye and your heart chakra. And even, you know, with the self-expression, Leo, like Leo ruling the third chakra, the heart chakra. And Leo is all about self-expression. This affirmation here on the left, it is saying, I invite embodiment of full self-expression. So if you need to hear this, that like your ancestors is saying, it is more than okay for you to shine in your greatness. And this card here is all about saying you have no power in your light because that is your nature. Like you have light no matter what. You can try to dim it, but people can't take that away from you. You can't take away your own light. You are being invited to embody your entire being. And it's going to be really scary at first. But trust that that is the way to manifest your ancestral. Trust that that is the way to continue your ancestral manifestation, because that's the path, okay? And even like I have like these like little sun, like on my cloth, there's like two suns right here. You can't really see it because it's like half of it, but look, sun and a sun. You know what the sun represents in astrology? It's the Leo sign. Be in your own light, okay? Reparenting yourself will allow you to be in your own light and be comfortable. Like it's gonna be really hard
to, like, it's gonna be really hard to be like, okay, I'm like done working to hide from my like inner reality, right? And I'm just gonna be shining. Like it's really hard. I'm just saying that your path isn't going to be easy, but it is the path that you have to walk to, because this is where you're meant to be, okay? This isn't. So you are meant to be here and connect with the bear spirit, or the bear spirit, okay? They will help you. They are your guide on this path. And your guides, your ancestral guides are with you. But definitely connect with spirit bear, because they are gonna really, really help you on this path. Okay, so I hope that this is all making sense. And then the last thing that I want to do is I like reading the guidebooks of these decks. And so the solstice deck doesn't have a guidebook because it's just on the message on the card. But let's read from here. So we're gonna read from left to right. So the first one is from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, number 10. Okay, so I'll just read it to you. And you don't have to look, but you can if you want. All right, releasing allegiances. It is time to hold onto yourself and let go of another, even if just for a time. You have gained all that was meant to be from that connection, at least for now. You have given and you have received. The need to let go does not deny the value of what has been acquired. It is more that the time has come for greater productivity, creativity, abundance, and consciousness in your life. You have completed many cycles in the vibrational frequency of consciousness that you are now being asked to release. You have been in that vibrational frequency for some time now. You have earned the right to step out of that frequency, out of the habits, relationships, and the possibilities that are limited to that outmoded frequency. It is now time to expand into higher frequencies of experience that will bring you enhanced love, empowerment, and peace into your life. You will take the wisdom of what you've learned with you into something new. New connections, new relationships, new life experiences at a higher turn of the spiral of your life. But first, you. Trust that you can step into solitude for a time without being consumed by loneliness. It is time to reconnect with yourself. Perhaps you have had a period of outward orientation where your energy has been diverted away from the inner journey of self-discovery and creative self-expression and into the world of lists, schedules, and demands. Trust that you may need to step back momentarily, even from your healthy relationships and commitments, to refresh your spirit by reconnecting with your own nature and solitude. Perhaps you have been diving so deep into the creative waters that you have lost your bearings or lost your energetic connection to the earth, your own life, and your own needs in the here and now. Either way, you need to come back to the ground of your own body. This is a time for self-love, for paying attention to yourself, for nurturing, holding, and being with you. It doesn't mean you can't love another. It just means you need to turn your attention inwards for a time, for some quality time with you. You will emerge renewed, refreshed, and clearer about your journey and your relationships as a result of this. This oracle is also confirmation that the work you have been doing on yourself is working for you. Your level of self-love is growing, and your ability to love consciously and healthily is increasing as a result. Some connections in your life will mature along with you, and your regard and affection will deepen and blossom. It will be revealed that the other relationships are no longer relevant to your life journey. You will know which is which because you will feel it. You will feel it most clearly when you have some time to be with yourself in reconnection. If you have been contemplating a change in lifestyle, enrolling in a class, or joining a group, starting a project, or setting aside time to focus on your inner work, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these things would be supportive, healthy, and helpful for you. This oracle comes with particular guidance. There is a situation that has recently arisen or will arise soon where you need to back yourself. Don't be put upon or hoodwinked into backing down by the emotional reactions of others. Stand your ground and stay aligned with what you know to be true. No matter how wonderful something seems logically or on the surface, if it doesn't feel right for you, it's not right for you at the time. Perhaps that'll change and it'll be right for you later. Perhaps you'll step away and realize with relief that you had a lucky escape from a situation that would have ended up unnecessarily costing you. Either way, backing yourself and not giving in to the opinion of another, no matter how highly you would have rated that opinion in the past, is important. It's highly likely that you are breaking with tradition, with the role model or belief system that you have outgrown. You must be there for yourself because you are doing well. You are on the right path and you are growing. Well done. Healing process. So these are things that you can do. Lie down somewhere comfortable. Relax and say, I love my body and my body loves me. I trust my body and my body trusts me. I love wisdom and wisdom loves me. I trust wisdom, and wisdom trusts me. Sense, visualize, feel, or intend that there be a beautiful emerald green light with golden sparkling flecks of energy in it. It rises up from the earth below you and bathes your body until you are floating in an ocean of emerald green light with golden, sparkling flecks of energy within it. Let it fizz and wash around you and through you, right into the cells of your being. Finally, let it form a bubble of light around you, encasing you like an egg or shell from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. On either side of you, front and back. Let it be close enough that it feels protective and spacious enough that you can breathe easily. Take your time, and when you're ready, simply open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. Provided that you follow up and have some more time for yourself, of course. Okay, that was really, really beautiful and very, very beautiful wrapping up of your message here. Please, if you want, you can rewind or just like put the message from this guidance on loop for yourself if you need for this week. And even just sitting in that meditation that they gave, it was so, so beautiful. And definitely part of taking care of yourself right now is in solitude and knowing that you are the one to take care of yourself. All right, and so the last message here is from this deck, guidebook. Brown Bear's Spirit, take time out. There is a time to act and a time to focus your attention on patient strategizing. The arrival of Brown Bear's Spirit signals that you are best served by foregoing hard work toward your goals at this moment, and instead taking the time out to meditate or just take a nap so you can refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. Come to know the lay of the land as you contemplate and imagine what you might do in this vast space of possibility before you, and begin forming a plan. Remember, sleep allows for dreaming, and rest allows for clear-headed strategizing. How might you become the person you wish to be and experience whatever your heart desires? Insights will arise as you explore the possibilities and begin envisioning your plan. Knowing what you want will ensure you use your energy wisely in the days ahead. Be patient at this time. Relax and be calm and peaceful so you can recharge. The call for action will come later. Okay, so just take a deep breath. Such beautiful messages that came from the universe and your loving ancestors. I'm thanking them. You can thank them now as well. Thank you. We hear you. Love who all of you, Soul Group 1. I hope that this message has been incredibly heartwarming. Just know that honestly, like, you got this. Like, this message is here for you. And by you showing up to hear this message from your ancestors, you're amazing. Well done. It's just a beautiful message, and I'm just so grateful for you to be here and for taking care of yourself. Hey, Soul Group 1. I actually forgot to read the third card, which is the second card in your spread, because I was just so excited from reading the messages that I totally forgot. So I'm gonna read it to you now. It is number 18, Spirals of Manifestation. The creative, rebellious path of love means in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from point 1 to the next logical point. But there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or a delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful.
then why not allow yourself to be guided on that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be a logical progression. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly, what you've been thinking of creating will plonk into your reality seemingly out of nowhere because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. Any old soul or young soul can do this. You are bigger, braver, a more ancient soul. You have enough to believe it so that you can see it sooner, bigger, and brighter. Do not give in to those who tell you it should have happened already or that you've failed. They are just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, and an arrogant assumption that their notion of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at a play in life. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly, whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice these already. When we live from the heart, honor our creative center, and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world, we will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point rushing to the bus stop. If you are too early, you are just wasting your time. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about the future. You will attract what you need and what you want so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Remember too that your life is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. You will meet with each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great, big, creative intent of the supreme creative force of love. You are included in that. Lucky. Healing process. So you can close your eyes if you aren't already and put your hand to your heart if that is what your body and your heart is calling for you to do. And breathe in and out. And listen to this mantra. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring me my manifestation to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. Repeat as needed. So group 1, that is your message from the Sacred Rebel guidebook on the card Spirals of Manifestation. I hope it serves you. This is the end of your reading. I hope that you felt a warm embrace from me and your authentic self. If you are wanting a follow-up reading on how to embody and integrate your messages, you can go on my website and book a follow-up 30-minute live session with me. If you are feeling called to have a more personalized and focused card reading just for you, you can book a session on my website as well. I have different types of readings you can choose from. I have 2 products that are currently available for US pre-orders. The Solstice deck, which was one of the decks used in this reading, and then the Spirit Journal, which is a free writing page book journal where you can write or draw based on the moon cycles, the zodiacs, and the chakras. I made this journal specifically to document my card readings, and if that is something that you are searching for as well, I know it would be a beautiful addition to your self-care box. If this message resonated with you and if you want more videos like this, please like this video so I know what readings you are looking for. I would love for you to comment the emoji associated with your group reading and share a message or affirmation the universe said to you today so we can all show up and celebrate you. Please support and connect with each other in the comments as well. We are a community here, and my intention for this channel is that we hold each other in the spaces we are in as our wisest, most authentic selves. And I want us to celebrate that. And if you want to join this lovely community full of souls who are just trying to be ourselves, consider subscribing. We would love your energy and to be in this journey of self-love together. If you enjoyed this reading and if you want to show your support and provide energy exchange, I have a tip jar available through PayPal that you can find on my website or in the description link. This is never required, but it is always appreciated, and it allows me to continue making free content like this and be a full-time creative. So thank you so much. As always, we wrap up our session with some breaths, gratitude, and affirmations. So inhale, exhale. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher self. Thank you. Thank you. I remember my divinity. I reclaim my intuition. I practice my sovereignty. And I embody my wisdom. Thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is. Hi, lovely soul group 2. Thank you for being here. Right away, I sense that you need to take a deep breath. So let's just take a deep breath together here. Inhale. Hold. And exhale. And really inhale again. And then hold, and whenever you exhale, really invite yourself to just let your breath out, let your animal noise just roll out. I feel like that's kind of the energy right now that I'm sensing. Just let yourself loose. I'm gonna breathe again one more time with you. Inhale.
Hold and exhale. Okay, that was really beautiful and necessary. Thank you for doing that with me. And if you need to pause this video to do a little bit more, definitely honor your self-care. Okay, so let's see what your ancestors are telling you right now. Right away, I am sensing this blue card to open up. So, all right. So when this deck is upside down and upright cards, and when it's upside down, it's in protection mode. So this is the armadillo spirit. So I'm just gonna flip it over just so we can see the picture of the animal. Oops. Okay. Set healthy boundaries and protection mode. All right, so okay, already, you know, that there's some boundary work that needs to happen there. Here's the affirmation card, and then the second one. All right, patience is within you, and cultivate stillness. So I'm actually, oh, so interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, this cloth is moving so much. Okay, this is so interesting. I'm loving this right now. Okay, so this is an image. I can pull it up closer for you to see. It says the perfection of your life. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. It's like giving me like national park vibes. Like if you're thinking about like, should I go to the national park? Yes, that is your message. You know, obviously that's gonna not apply to everyone, but if you're thinking about it, the answer is yes. Okay. This is so, okay, great. The perfection of your life, set healthy boundaries, patience within you, cultivate stillness. Okay, this is like really, your ancestors are really telling me like, even if you're not gonna go to the national park, but nature therapy and sound therapy is what I'm getting. Definitely like nature therapy, like even if it's just going outside for like a second, okay? But definitely your soul needs the sun and like greenery. Even with, you know, on like YouTube videos, there's some like nature noise, like, you know, the rainfall and meditation music with like a waterfall, or even like some greenery. That is like put that on to fall asleep to. That's what I'm getting. And for you, soul group 2, really get into nature. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the cement, the grass, massage your feet. I'm getting like do feet work, like massage your feet, okay, like wash your feet. There's a really beautiful practice as well where you wash someone else's feet, or that like you wash each other's feet. That's a very intimate and beautiful practice, and I am getting like some ancestors are saying yes, bathe each other's feet. That is something that you need to do in order to deepen your intimacy. Another thing is this word stillness is really, really popping out right now, and it makes me think of like you, so group 2, you may have some challenges of just like quietness, or stillness. And that's like fine. There are some people who need to like be holding something, or that's not like the stillness that I'm talking about. Stillness is your inner world, right? It's applying to your inner world. And even like turning off music or not having music on, or not having anything on the background. Like it just sound like this right now is really like, get out, get out of your environment to go be somewhere so you can be still. Like it's almost as if like your inner world is very, very chaotic, busy, like distracting. Like there's a lot of distractions that are happening in your inner world. Message that's coming through is be mindful of the things that you are consuming. But yes, your inner world feels like you're just distracted. You get and you allow it and you seek it. So this is, like these cards are really sharing, it's not necessarily slow down. I mean, that's definitely part of it, but it's more of like, okay, you need to like get out of your environment, because even if you slow down, like you're still in your environment and you can't really control your external world, right? You can only control your inner world. But even if you slow down, like you can only slow down so momentarily. So your ancestors are really confirming and reminding you that you need to like not uproot yourself, but you need to go. That can apply to either a job, like I'm getting a job, or like a hostile situation, whether that's like housing or relationship. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm feeling like I'm feeling like the energy, like it's very like slow down, but make it sustainable, right? It's not like the picture to mind that's coming right now is like, when you're driving and it's like a red, green, yellow light. The picture is like, don't let it be like a yellow light where you're slowing down in order to go. Like that's not the vibe of slowing down that your ancestors are giving you. It's more of like, what is it? It's more of like, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to explain. But some images, it might or may not resonate with some of you, but the image is like you just walking, like you taking turns. Like if you're not walking, I'm sorry, this is like really, I'm just gonna share whatever is like coming through. So the first one was, you in the driver's seat, instead of like stopping at a stoplight like yellow and then going, it's more like you're just at a stop sign and like there's no other cars, but you're just there and like you just stop. Not really sure what that means, but if that resonates with you, you know exactly what your ancestors are trying to tell you. And then there's another image that comes to mind. It's like you're taking a right turn, like you're yielding, like you're not stopping all the way, you're yielding, you're looking on the left, and then you take a right turn. And those are just the images that are coming through. Whoever needs that image or whatever, those are your ancestors speaking to you. And if it doesn't resonate, totally fine, bless it, and we're fine. The stillness for sure is a soul group 2 thing. Like, I can feel like there's something that happens when you're in complete quietness that you just can't stand. And that's okay. I mean, like, that's normal. But I feel like your ancestors are saying, hey, you know what? Like, let's work on that. That's what they're saying. Like, they're saying in a very gentle, loving way, like, hey, babe. Hey, babe, let's work on that, okay? And it's like the quietness almost like terrifies you, and it just kind of, it's like repulsive. Like, I think that's like my body, it's kind of like, I feel like disgust about it. And so I think like those, see, like, you know, those of you in the beginning, like, okay, if you're thinking about going out in nature or that national park, please go. But like any kind of nature therapy for group soul or soul group 2, it's like being in nature is nature. Like, it is in your nature, even if it doesn't feel like it. Your ancestors are asking you, inviting you, meet us here, right? Meet us there at the water, under the trees, at this rock, without any music. You can have company, of course, be safe. But definitely like listen to what nature has to tell you. Listen to the birds, listen to the wind, listen to the branches and the leaves that are gonna be under your feet when you walk. Those are the things that are coming through of like, it's almost as if like you're asking your ancestors, your spirit guides, like you're asking them a question, you're asking them for support, and you haven't been hearing from them, and they're like, yes, because you're not hearing us in where we need you to meet us, which is the nature. And that can look like the national park. That could look like going out into the sun, just like in your backyard, your front yard, your side yard, whatever. That could mean meditating. Like, you can, if you're not able to get up, get out right now, meet your ancestors in a meditation where you visualize you going into the woods, the nature, or like whatever nature that comes to you, whatever scenery that comes to you first, that is where you're supposed to meet them, okay? Take a deep breath. I feel like this reading is very like, let's like, you know, take deep breaths during this reading together, because that's like what's really coming through. So definitely breath work, breath work is vital right now for you to be still. Breath, your breath is your powerhouse, okay? Like, your breath is your key to stillness. That is what your ancestors are saying. The reason why it's so hard to breathe and why it, like, right now I feel like it's moments of kind of like holding my breath. It's like being mindful that like life comes from and through the breath, right? And share that with the nature. There's like a really big like thing about trees in this reading, because what is that thing, like, you know, I forget, like, is it carbon dioxide? I don't know. Oxygen. Like, we breathe out one of them and then it feeds the trees, and then the trees breathe out that, and then we breathe that in. I forget which one. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Hold on. But yeah, I'm sensing trees, okay? Redwoods. Loving, I don't know if these are redwoods, but they definitely, like, redwoods are beautiful trees that definitely like connect with them, okay? Even like pine trees I'm feeling. But yes, one of the things that you can also do when you're doing this nature therapy that your ancestors are calling for you to do is sound therapy. So I'm like getting like sound bowls vibe, or that drum, or flute. Those are like the 3 instruments that are coming through right now that ancestors are asking you to listen to. You could do this during like a meditation and putting that on in the background and meeting your ancestors, or you can even, if you play those instruments, bring them on your trip to going out into nature. Like, if you just go by a nearby park and you have a flute, like, sing your ancestors and nature a song through the flute. Like, that's beautiful. There's some like, there's a message for someone that it's like you're feeling very lonely, but your ancestors are saying, like, through these practices of nature, stillness, and breath work, you are one. That's the message. It's this unison message. It's a really beautiful, like, the imagery is that you're in nature, whatever that looks like for you, but you're just surrounded by this source of divine unity, and it's surrounding you. And in nature, in this nature therapy that your ancestors are asking you to go through, it's they're saying this word: surrender to it. Surrender to it. Surrender to it. While, like, you can be in silence or have the sound bowl, flute, or the drums while you're in nature, while you're doing your nature therapy, and ancestors are saying surrender to it, okay? Surrender to the stillness, surrender to the presence, surrender to your breath. These are inevitable. Stillness, your breath, that is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Okay. There's something about like here, this picture. It looks like the Earth globe, like the planet. And it also looks like that, like the sound bowl, like, because if you put water in it, it ripples. It looks like that. That's like so beautiful. And even like this shape here, it's a circle, and it's just, yes, very, very with armadillo spirit and protection mode, and it says here, set healthy boundaries. What I'm getting from this card in connection with everything else, like the word no. The word no, it's almost like, okay, it can go either way for soul group 2. Like it's like a lot of you are like say yes all the time, but you have to learn how to say no, right? That's what's going to help create space for stillness. But there's also a lot of you who say no all the time. Like you're very shut out. Like you're very, I feel like a sense of like you have all like your shields up and you're like, no. Someone asks you to hang out. No. Right? Someone asks you to do them a favor. No. Someone asks you whatever, right? And your answer tends to be no. That's what I feel like a lot of soul group 2, like where you're at right now in your life, is a lot of no's. And spirit or the universe, your ancestors, are inviting you to say yes. Like, be open. And when I say that yes, I have a smile on my face. I feel a lightheartedness, and that's like very beautiful in the sense of like like your message, your vibe, soul group 2, is very like, you need some airy vibes right now. Like you need to lighten up. You need to have light in your life. You need to seek light, like the sunlight, the moonlight. It's like there's some elevating. That's what I'm feeling like rising. That's the energy when I say airy vibe. It's like, okay, you gotta rise, you gotta ascend, you gotta elevate. And that's what it means with a yes, like saying yes, right? Expanding. So definitely, don't say yes to everything, of course. Have your powerful superpower of discernment. But don't say no out of fear, out of disgust, and most importantly, out of habit, right? Don't say no out of habit. Your ancestors want you to stay curious. Saying no too much will keep you stagnant. And that's what Armadillo Spirit here is sharing, is that you have to have some healthy boundaries. Right? Boundaries are amazing. They are necessary. But it's time to kind of reassess what your boundaries are. And boundaries, like, they change over time in whatever season of life you're going through. And right now, your spirits are asking you, hey, let's reassess our boundaries. What are we actually saying no to? And what are we actually saying yes to? And a big yes is nature, okay? If you get invited, or even if you feel this like urge to get outside, say yes to it. Say yes to it. Because that is the invitation to meet your ancestors, right? All right, so I am gonna read this affirmation here. It says, cultivate stillness. I can put it up so you can better see. Oh. All right. Cultivate stillness. Slow down, love. You are in need of a breath. Literally, that's literally the whole. Oh, okay, let's literally, slow down. You are in need of a breath. Let's take a breath again. Okay, another message that just came through right now is doing breath work in nature, but like really screaming, like getting to your nature animal, right? Because we're all animals. What is your animal sound? You need to get that out into nature. Like, there's something about your throat chakra that's overactive. And there's some chanting that you gotta do. So do some chanting, and then like you need to scream. You need to get that ish out of you, okay? All your stress, all your like your inner world, because I feel like, you know, earlier it feels very like chaotic or just very, there's just a lot that's happening. Your ancestors saying, babe, we gotta go into nature. We gotta scream that ish out, okay? We just gotta get it out. It doesn't belong in your throat, okay? It doesn't belong in your body. It's stagnant, right? So that could be a reason why you keep saying no. And if you're having like some jaw issues right now, some like throat issues, definitely you need to be working on your throat chakra. Whether it's overactive or underactive, pay attention to throat chakra work. Okay, let's take another breath. All right. Okay. Cultivate stillness. Slow down, love. You are in need of a breath. Close your eyes and breathe. All the pent-up energy stored inside you, it's not serving you. Why are you holding on to it? Allow yourself to release it, all from your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul, through your breaths. Physically, shake off the anxiety, the stress, and the intrusive thoughts. Visualize it all coming up from your bones, through your muscles, out of your skin, and dissipating in the air. So if you're not already doing that, I want you to literally, like, if you can, get up. If you can't, just like, you can visualize it, of course. And whenever like you have the time, when you're like in a space where you can physically get up and everything, do this practice. And if you can right now, do it while I'm reading this, okay? Okay. Physically shake off the anxiety, the stress, and the intrusive thoughts. Visualize all of it coming up from your bones, through your muscles, out of your skin, and dissipating in the air. Call in new energy that is calming to your body. Rub your belly. Hum a tune. Hug yourself. Repeat the mantra below as you slowly rock. And visualize your aura growing brighter and brighter. This is how you cultivate a haven within yourself. So here's the affirmation. There is stillness in the chaos because I am still. There is stillness in the chaos because I am still. Woo! Okay, let's take another breath. That's beautiful. Whenever you go into nature therapy today, this week, I want you to practice this, okay? That is what your ancestors are having you go do when you're in nature, is literally physically shake out your hands like this, right? Shake out your feet, shake your legs, shake your butt, shake your core, shake your arms, every piece of your body, shake off the anxiety, stress, and intrusive thoughts that live in there. All right? So just, here, I'm gonna pull this closer so you can screenshot it, so you can read it and practice it when you're out in nature. Because at this point, it's like, no, like you don't have I mean, you have a choice, of course, but your answers are saying like, no, you're gonna meet us in nature, okay? So definitely, like, this is your practice. This is what your ancestors are needing you to do. All right, and then your second affirmation here, it says, patience is within you. Okay. All right. Patience is within you. Life is calling you to trust that it has your best interests as a priority. If you are feeling restless or needing an answer right now, it's only going to prolong the process, as what you are looking for will come to you when you are vibrationally leveled to embrace and embody it. During this wait time, expand your mind to invest in other important things. Be cautious of consuming distractions, though. You still need to be prepared to receive what you desire, to avoid veering off the path completely. Patience is not easy, but it's worth it, because you are growing even when you don't know it. Your affirmation: I trust that my patience is bringing me to the right place at the right time. I trust that my patience is bringing me to the right place at the right time. Okay, very beautiful. Okay, so just like what we were talking about earlier, right? Be cautious of consuming distractions, okay? And like, remember earlier, I was feeling like soul group 2, you have been asking for your ancestors. You've been asking them, like, show up for me, okay? Like, what is the guidance? What is the wisdom? What is the answer? What's the truth? They, like, this is literally saying, trust. Okay, the really, really big thing is trust. Show, like, obviously what we have been saying, show up in nature, which you are, but this is, we were saying, like there's some trust, not trust issues. I mean, some of you may have some trust issues, but there's, like, the word, remember, surrender to it, surrender to it, surrender to it. Like, this is a huge card of that message. Like, life, the first sentence, literally, life is calling you to trust it has your best interest as a priority. Can you surrender to that truth? Can you literally feel that in your body? Can you trust that the universe has your best interests as a priority? Can you trust that your ancestors have your best interests as a priority? If you are feeling restless or that you need an answer right now, that's not going to help anything. Like, your quote unquote need, your desire for an answer right now, and you feeling really, really restless and just not, like, able to, be still, right? Those feelings, they're valid, of course. But the more that you sit in that, the longer what you're needing an answer for or what you're seeking for, it's you're not going to get it. That's what your answers are saying. Like, the way that you're doing things right now is not the way to go. Like, you've done it so much already. Like, for example, like, you've already said no. Like, you keep saying no and you continue to say no. That's not going to get you anywhere to what you really want. And so your ancestors are saying you have to vibrationally be at the level of what you're trying to get to. And that's the only way that you're able to hear and receive. So knowing that truth, right? Knowing this reminder, your ancestors are saying, like, even this first sentence in this second paragraph, during this waiting time, right? So we already know, like, the period of your life right now is a waiting time. And okay, a message is coming through, like, patience, like, patience, literally, patience and trust and surrender. Wait, during this wait time. So knowing that the season of your life right now is a waiting time, how can you practice patience? Well, patience is the acceptance that things are out of your control. Like, are you doing the things that are in your control, right? That is a question that you have to really ask yourself. And if you're feeling impatient or stressed about things that you can't control, can you ancestors are asking you, like, babe, you need to let that go. Like, those things are not in your control. This waiting period, the image, right, is that I'm coming, or that's coming to me, is being in the waiting room of, like, going to the doctor's office. What can you do? Well, the first thing that you do, you go to the front desk, they give you some papers to fill out. Okay, you go sit in the chair in the lobby, you fill out your information, and then you give it to the front desk. And then what else is next? Well, you have to go and sit in the lobby room and just wait until your name is called. That is like your life right now. And it's almost like I'm feeling like very like this energy. Like my hand is like tapping. Like that is the kind of energy that I'm feeling from you. Like you're sitting in this waiting room, this season of your life, and you're just like anxiously like sitting in this chair, and you keep getting up, walking around, sitting back down, going to the front desk, like, okay, am I gonna get seen yet? Where am I? You keep asking the same question, and they're like, you have to wait, and then they offer you like water or whatever, and you keep saying no. But like this imagery is coming up because it's like, okay, you've done everything that you could, that is in your control. You've showed up. That is your part. And you've done that beautifully. That's amazing, right? Celebrate that. Be proud of that. And now the way that you show up in this waiting time is to cultivate stillness, right? Know that patience is within you. Like, you're not an impatient person. You're not like a chaotic person. Like, external world, of course, impacts your inner world. But the power in it is that you control your inner world. If you are feeling a certain way because your external world, ancestors are saying, hey, rise up, elevate, right? You have the power to be still. Literally, the affirmation, there is stillness in the chaos because I am still. Well, I forgot that I didn't even like finish this card. But okay, let's finish it and then let's continue the message. Okay, during this wait time, expand your mind to invest in other important things. Oh wait, I think I finished it. Yeah, I did finish it. But for real though, like you have to cultivate the stillness, and the only way that you're gonna feel still and patient, it comes from within you. Okay, and there's a lot of like messages within that, but a big one that's coming through with like the boundaries. You gotta learn some boundaries about what's yours and what's not yours. That's a big one that the universe is sharing with you. What is yours, what is not yours, and one of and how to tell. One of the ways that you can tell is, well, what can you control, right? What can you control and what can you not control? And that's a pretty big answer, which is, well, you can control yourself. You can control your reactions. You can control the choices that you make, right? Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I want to look at this from this way. This is such a beautiful picture. It's really interesting. Like, when I look at this picture, one of the things that stands out a lot is the armadillo's ear. And what's coming up for me is like listen, all right? Listen to, like what we were saying earlier, listen to the nature around you. Listen to your ancestors. Listen to even what you're saying, you know? Do you keep saying yes? Do you keep saying no? Or what other words are you saying? What do you keep saying? This wait time that you're in right now, it's a very big, like, be aware, be listening, be observant. Like, it's a very big energy of take a step back. That's what ancestors are sharing and keep sharing. That's always the message that keeps coming up, which is beautiful. Like, active listening is a very, very intimate and beautiful skill to hone, and that is what you are called to do right now. And that there is so much beauty in being a listener, because you get to learn. Like, being in this waiting time means to be a learner, to be an observer, like take in everything. But that's the boundary. Don't let it like overtake you, right? Like, know what's yours and what's not yours. But be in this like fresh, like this like newborn, you know, like this when you're like in a new space, or like there's just a lot of excitement that I feel like in this wait time. Like, you don't have to dread it. You don't have to feel any of like resistance or negativity. And the stillness, remember, it was like you're almost like repulsed by it, you're terrified. You know, those are completely valid. All the feelings that you feel, great, totally normal. But the work here, right? The work here from your ancestors is saying, listen to everything. Listen to what your feelings have to say. You know, sometimes feelings just need to be felt and be passed. Some other feelings are messages of something deeper. Pay attention to that. Be discerning, right? Develop or strengthen that discernment. Okay, I need to take a drink while you can take a breath. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do for you, Soul Group 2, is read from the guidebooks. That's something that I love to do because it's just nice to be able to hear the messages from the creators themselves and see. So for Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, it's number 30. All right. The perfection of your life. Have you ever seen a storm pictured from above? It can appear to be so beautiful and elegant. This is certainly different to the ground view, which can be quite a violent experience. So too, there is great beauty in your life now. However, at this point in the natural process, you may be experiencing it as anxiety-inducing rather than beautiful. You may sense it as internal chaos. You may feel it as something that is waiting to erupt from within, as a restlessness or an anxiety that you cannot quite articulate, but sense vaguely nonetheless. Perhaps the chaos is fully fledged, and a person or situation in your life is causing all kinds of havoc, upheaval, or change and uncertainty in your world. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to a perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It's clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you cannot believe that there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message as well. No matter what appears to be, in truth, there is only the unfolding, creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been overlooked. You have not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt is in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance. Rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, sing. Express whatever is needed, however is needed, to exercise the blocked energy in your heart. Then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. Once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. So, healing process. This is like a meditation, or it's a meditation that you can do. So you can close your eyes if you want. If you aren't already, take a deep breath. Imagine that you are standing at the silent center of a great cleansing storm. All aspects of your life are rained upon, blown about, and even messed up a little. How do you feel? The storm then passes, and you are left with soft sunshine and slightly soggy feet. Some parts of your life will have been washed away. Some others will be strong and stable. A bit messy perhaps, but still there nonetheless. How do you feel? Underneath your feet, you see a pattern forming in the cleansed earth, as if it's rising up from the damp, slightly disturbed soil. A golden, gleaming geometric pattern of the flower of life glows. Sense the perfection of the form. See how each flower feeds into the next in symmetry, harmony, balance. Finish this practice by saying, I give thanks for the higher order of my life, which I trust implicitly as it guides me into wholeness and love. From that which appears as chaos, new order is rising. I trust this, and I receive the gift of higher order in my life right now. Through grace and mercy, so be it. Relax for a moment. Become aware of your feet. And in your own time, go back to your day or your evening. You have completed your healing process. If you are very drawn to the flower of life pattern, research it further. Draw or color it into your journal as a visual meditative exercise. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. All right, last guidebook here, Armadillo, number 3, which I think a number 3 is probably a big thing in your life. Look, this is number 30 and Armadillo's number 3. All right, so if that is your life path number, or you're turning 30, someone's 3, whatever number 3, it's very important for you. Just wanted to highlight that. All right, the last message our ancestors have for you is, this is a tricky time as you may find yourself enmeshed with others, overly concerned with how they'll take it if you say no or express how you really feel. Do you feel anxious saying no to someone, even knowing the outcome will not be in your best interest? Do you feel like it's your job to stop someone from facing their challenges? Instead, you may take on their responsibilities, rescuing them, instead of giving them the freedom to learn their lessons their way. Perhaps you feel that if they only knew how much you cared, that they would change and then all would be well. Armadillo Spirit asks you to be honest with yourself and others, no matter how difficult that may be or how much you may fear losing someone or something. Face your fear. Tell the truth. Set your boundaries. You will be amazed at the miracles that happen when you let Armadillo Spirit protect you from taking on too much, becoming a people pleaser, and losing your integrity. Another message of protection from Armadillo Spirit is to relax. Live and let live. If you or someone else is being defensive, you are called to take a step back and trust in Spirit's plan. How beautiful. That message really just wraps up what your ancestors have been wanting to share with you in your current season of life. Please, please know that you are not alone. You have never been, you never will be. You are amazing for showing up today, for answering your own prayer. Hey, what do I need to hear right now from my soul family? Well, guess what? Soul Group 2, you took care of yourself and you are here. That is so beautiful. You just answered your own prayer. Your ancestors are here, right? Have you received this message? Please take care of yourself. Celebrate yourself. Be still. You are so amazing. And I hope that all these messages have served you. Thank you, thank you. I thank the universe and your guides for channeling through me. And I hope that you are thanking the universe and your guides for doing so as well.
This is the end of your reading. I hope that you felt a warm embrace from me and your authentic self. If you are wanting a follow-up reading on how to embody and integrate your messages, you can go on my website and book a follow-up 30-minute live session with me. If you are feeling called to have a more personalized and focused card reading just for you, you can book a session on my website as well. I have different types of readings you can choose from. I have 2 products that are currently available for US pre-orders. the solstice deck, which was one of the decks used in this reading, and then the spirit journal, which is a free writing page book journal where you can write or draw based on the moon cycles, the zodiacs, and the chakras. I made this journal specifically to document my card readings, and if that is something that you are searching for as well, I know it would be a beautiful addition to your self-care box. If this message resonated with you and if you want more videos like this, please like this video so I know what readings you are looking for. I would love for you to comment the emoji associated with your group reading and share a message or affirmation the universe said to you today so we can all show up and celebrate you. Please support and connect with each other in the comments as well. We are a community here, and my intention for this channel is that we hold each other in the spaces we are in as our wisest, most authentic selves. And I want us to celebrate that. And if you want to join this lovely community full of souls who are just trying to be ourselves, consider subscribing. We would love your energy and to be in this journey of self-love together. If you enjoyed this reading and if you want to show your support and provide energy exchange, I have a tip jar available through PayPal that you can find on my website or in the description link. This is never required, but it is always appreciated, and it allows me to continue making free content like this and be a full-time creative. So thank you so much. As always, we wrap up our session with some breaths, gratitude, and affirmations. So inhale, exhale. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher self. Thank you. Thank you. I remember my divinity. I reclaim my intuition. I practice my sovereignty. And I embody my wisdom. Thank you, thank you. And so it is, and so it is. Hello, Soul Group 3. This is your card reading spread. So before I was shuffling the cards, I was feeling a lot of energy centered in my heart chakra, and that is definitely the energy that you carry or that your ancestors are having you focus on. So a message for sure is to get it, to strengthen it, to activate it, to just get in tune with your heart chakra. The heart chakra is ruled by the astrological zodiac sign Leo, and a lot of the themes that come from Leo is self-expression and creativity. And so one of the things that I'm feeling like you need to tap into is that creativity. But right now, after shuffling, I feel very calm and centered. And so it's not like a heart chakra that's like, oh, I'm excited to do everything. It's more of like a intentional, purposeful fulfillment of self-expression and creativity. So definitely channel that energy. Your ancestors are channeling that energy for you through me. And so into the cards now. The first one that I was feeling called to open first is this card here. All right, so this one is, let me bring it up to the camera so you can see. So it's number 25, release the dark wound.
let love live. And so I can describe the imagery here. It is a person's hand letting go of a fish, or if they're not letting go, they're just in the picture, the right picture frame of like surrendering, and almost kind of like the hands are upwards as a open palm, and they could be either opening it to receive or give. And then there's a fish in the water going into the water, and there's ripples where the fish has dropped. And it doesn't actually look like the fish dropped. It looks like the fish is swimming or going back into the water. And you can see here that the illustration, the bones are visible with the person and the fish. And then if you look closely, the fish, their face is not, it doesn't look like it's bone, like a skeleton. So it's almost like this is really giving me the vibe of go back to what brings you calm. Really reconnect with, like, it's giving me, like, it's like it's giving me life. You know, it almost kind of looks like, without like exploring like more of the reading, but just looking at this imagery, it's like, you know, you stepping away from something that no longer serves you, or that is just not giving you any life. It doesn't have to be unhealthy or whatever, but it's just not serving you in this moment in time. And it's like you're going back to your nature, what is natural for you. This fish is going back into water. That's the fish's element, right? That's where they thrive. That's where they live. And even with connecting with your heart chakra, it's like tap into what lights you up. When this is a question that you can journal. When do I feel like I am in my most element? And when do I not? Because this is giving me of like, really allow yourself to step away from things that don't encourage you to be in your own element. All right, so that was just the initial vibe that I'm getting from your ancestors through this one card. And let's see what the rest of the story or what the rest of the messages have to say. So I'm feeling like I want to open up the cards on the right. I mean, yes, the ones on the right and left here. Okay, so good. Okay. You know, it's so interesting because this card, You Are the Light, is in group 1. And if you had some type of connection to go to group 1, that's definitely a sign that is also a message for you. But of course, this now is interpreted differently with these cards, and your messages from your ancestors may be saying it in a different way, but let's explore. So this one says no right or wrong. I actually want to open up this last card here so we know. Okay. So you got the numbers 25 and 49. And this is a rabbit spirit. I want to bring it up closer so you can see. Rabbit spirit says, now is a lucky time. 2 little cute babies here. All right. I'm feeling like with leaving with the message from earlier, this first card of really getting back into your element, I feel like just looking at the affirmations here, or the one-liners here, right? It's like, now is the time to do this. Rabbit Spirit is saying, really, this is what you need to nourish yourself. This, like, going back into your element is the answer and is the path. There's no way to ignore it or take a detour. I mean, you can take a detour, but the destination or the way through is always going to be that you have to get back into your element. And these two cards are really sharing with me, yes, there is no right or wrong way of doing it. And you may have been feeling like your natural element, the way that you do things, it may feel like it's the wrong way to do things, or that being in your element, like, there's a lot of judgment around that. I'm feeling like it's more of self-judgment, which is why you keep detouring or not allowing yourself to get back into your element, not surrendering to your nature. I feel like there's a lot of judgment in that, and your ancestors are really giving you a call to be neutral about it. And I guess not even neutral, because, this side over here is informing you are the light. And it's like, light. Let's just talk about what light is coming through right now. Light is, light provides visibility. Light provides warmth. Light provides direction. Light provides life. And all those things are things that you need right now, but there's no right or wrong way of getting it, as long as it is true to your nature, as long as you feel like it is giving you life, then seek it with no hesitation and with pure commitment. And really, this card here saying you are the light is giving me the energy of lighting up your own fire. Like, it's really centered in the heart chakra. Like, heart chakra is so about the things that you love, the things that bring you so much. Like, what are the things that light up your creativity? It's really about tapping into that. Let me see here. Let's read here the no right or wrong. Okay, let me bring it up to the camera. All right, so this is the message. No right or wrong. You will make the right decision. Not because of the decision itself, but because you are the right one. There are no right or wrong decisions, because there are boundless opportunities to seize. Just know that whichever path you choose to embark on, you can thrive through the ups and downs and experience joy you have not experienced before. Continue to be in alignment with your wisest self, and you will reap and attract tenfold. Trust believe, and witness how you create a path that will take you somewhere amazing. You got this. Your affirmation: I trust myself to make decisions that align with my truth and values. I trust myself to make decisions that align with my truth and values. Okay, very beautiful. I'm getting root chakra and people making like career changes or making big like life changing decisions, whether it's like moving somewhere, a work decision. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from here. And being, okay, I'm trying to explain this because I'm getting some, like, tied with this card. I haven't read this message yet, but it's really saying, like, it's giving me some, there's like, like right now, like the energy that I'm like feeling internally as I'm channeling here is like there's some like confliction. Like there's a lot of confliction, and it's like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if I should say this. Am I even doing this correctly? Like those are the kind of things that I'm feeling right now in terms of this reading. And your ancestors are really sharing with you that those are the wrong questions to ask. That's not even what you need to be focusing on. And, you know, it's a lot of like worrying energy and almost like you're not making any decisions because you don't want to regret something. And a quote that's coming up for me to share is about regret. I don't know who the person is, like I don't know what their name is, but they were sharing that regret comes from not being confident or certain in the decision you make. So I'll say that again. Regret is the outcome of not being confident or certain in the decision you make. And I feel like that's just the kind of energy with you, Soul Group 3. And that is one of the hardest places to be, for sure. Like, not feeling, it's like, I'm kind of getting the imagery of like you sitting in the middle of like a very chaotic environment or a very busy environment, and you just like cannot choose, and it's very, very overwhelming, and you're feeling anxious. And I feel like time is running up because whatever decision or whatever you're up against, that's the word that, like, that's the perspective that I feel like you're saying is whatever you're up against. And it's not like, that's just a perspective, where different perspective is whatever opportunities are at hand, right? So it's just, that's another, I feel like, you know, your ancestors are sharing with you is okay, let's take a step back and look at our perspective. Can we shift it? You know, they're really asking you to take a step back and see which thoughts are running the show and what are they saying and what are they doing to you. Look at how these thoughts are making the decisions in your life. And take into consideration what you want to be rooted in right now. And your ancestors, they're guiding you. The decision that you need to make during this time needs to be anchored in yourself, in what brings you back into your element. That is what's going to give you life. And it's also, if you're not like in the middle of making a huge decision, I'm really feeling like it's your perspective. You know, how are you seeing life and everything? How are your thoughts really, like, I feel like this is a time to not make rush decisions, because it's a really, like, if you feel like so conflicted, that is one of the worst times to make decisions. And what you need is a clear body, mind, heart, and spirit. And again, your anchor is getting back to you, getting back to what brings you. It doesn't necessarily have to be joy, but it's reconnecting to your heart chakra, okay? Like your natural element. That's the biggest theme of your ancestors are sharing with you, Soul Group 3, is getting back into your nature. That is what is going to give you life. That's what's going to give you that anchor of, you know, does this decision bring me life? And if it does, and the other decision does, well, okay, let's talk more about that. It's like, there's no, like, literally this card is saying there's no right or wrong. Right or wrong is just our judgment and our fears taking place in our perspective. There is no right or wrong. Literally, the message, you're gonna make the right decision. You will make the right decision. Not because of the decision itself, but because you are the right one. So let's just take that in real quick, because, you know, earlier I had been feeling like a lot of judgment happening in your inner world. And, you know, I hold you in that space, totally normal. And your ancestors are holding you there too. And they're saying that they're really asking you to examine these judgments. Like, where do they come from? What are they saying? Right? Do that kind of, the activity, it almost seems like your ancestors are sharing with me, is do that, like, who, what, when, why, where, how. I think those are the 6. But ask, like, write a judgment, like the judgment that kind of keeps running around. I kind of see like rabbit spirit, like running in circles of, like, kind of demonstrating in your head, like the imagery that's coming up is rabbit spirits are running around in a circle, and like that's almost like this rabbit is vocally like sharing the narratives or the judgments out loud in your head. So when you hear a judgment, just pick a judgment that comes up, right? What is that judgment? What is that sentence? And then ask yourself, go through the list of how, what, where, when, why. I forget the other ones, but use that kind of template and just continue to ask yourself those things. Like, for example, I'm feeling like a judgment, not even a judgment, but just like a word that, something that keeps coming up right now is like, what do I do with my life? Or I don't know. Like that, those things, those are what's coming up right now. And so just explore that. I think that's like a really good journal prompt. You can flow with it. Though that's just what your ancestors are saying. Like, use that template and then let yourself flow. Let yourself see what happens. And really the purpose of it is trying to understand your inner world. And then as you go deeper and deeper, you're going to get to the core. And what is that core? It's your light. It's your light, right? Like, so I did a meditation before your reading, and I was feeling really, really called to do this meditation. It was called Purity. And they mentioned a quote. I forget who the name was, but the quote was sharing how it was like the imagery of digging up a well. So the quote was saying, and of course I'm paraphrasing, was saying, when you, in the process of digging up a well, you go through rocks, right? You go through dirt, and you continue to go down and down and down until you get the pure water. And the question in the meditation was, what are the rocks and what is the dirt in your life in order for you to reach, to access, to let your pure water flow. And I think that's really interesting too, because like this is literally water, and it kind of like mimics a well. Like this first card here, it's like, it's not an image of the entire ocean or whatever body of water this is. It's very, very focused and singular, and you know, it has these ripples, and it really does give me the vibe of that well. And like, I'm feeling really like your ancestors are sharing with you. You need to take time to either journal, meditate, do that heart chakra work. Just take perspective. Like, you're not running out of time. That's one thing I feel like your guides are sharing. It's like, you are not running out of time. You're just not. Time is, of course, a concept. Time bends to us. And it's really about your inner world. It feels like your inner world, like you're kind of waiting, like the decisions you make in your external world isn't, like, it's almost like you're waiting for your inner world, like the external world, to be okay for your inner world to be okay. And that's not what your ancestors are sharing with you. They're saying, let's go into your inner world, deep into your inner world. Let's get at the core, right? Let's dig up the rocks and the dirt to see your water. Let's get inside your inner world to see what's actually happening before we even go out into the world. That's what I'm really feeling. And even like the element of water, work with the element of water. I'm getting like work with the moon cycles. You can even be I'm feeling one of your challenges. It could be like your Chiron, but it's in astrology. You could have a water sign in your Chiron that's like, obviously this pattern is not just like a situational thing. It seems like it's something that you experience a lot of, like the decision overwhelm or just this judgment. It seems like you've been experiencing it for a while. And so it could be your Chiron. But even if it's not, it's still happening regardless. But that, like, there's some of you who will resonate with that. But definitely, like, I'm getting really like these hands too as well. Like, this is really giving me of like, who are you allowing to support you through this? Like, you don't have to do everything yourself. You don't. Like, this decision doesn't rest on you alone. Even though you feel alone, you're not. Like, there are people who want to help you. It's just that they don't know. They don't know because it just feels like there's so much weight on you and you feel so responsible for these things or whatever this moment in your life is. You just feel the utmost responsible. And this image, ancestors are really sharing like, hey, who are you letting support you? And even these images, right, you can see their bones. And that's really like, connect with your ancestors, which you are right now. Like, that's amazing. That's beautiful. You're showing up. It's really, just like, let them hold you. Like, you just right now, if you can open your palms up, like, you can even sit up or sit in a position that's more open. Like, this is, again, like, let that heart chakra open up. Rest your shoulders. Have your shoulders not like clench forward. Push it back. You can even do some stretches. But I'm feeling like that's the position of like no slouching. No, like, putting everything in. Like, and really like putting your hands out. Like, this is like the position that I want your, like, not me, but your ancestors are sharing. Like, this is what I want you to do. This is like full receiving mode. This is like full trusting mode. Like, I accept help. I trust help. I trust in the support that I ask for. That is really what is coming through with your ancestors here. And really, like, when you're in this, while you're in this mode or this season of your life of just being here, like, it can feel like everything is, it's just like so rushed, but I'm almost kind of feeling like this energy now of like stillness. And like just full on like being in flow. Like that the time doesn't even exist because you're just so in flow. Like you're so worried about time that like that you're not even in flow. But when you get in flow, getting in your element, then time becomes irrelevant. Like time doesn't even exist because you're so in flow. This time right now, continue to be in alignment with your wisest self. So who is your wisest self? There's so many like nuggets in here your ancestors are sharing. Who is your wisest self? Again, going back to those judgments. All right, let's read this one. You are the light. Your spirit is calling for you to realign with yourself, with what you are. You are a magnificent being. Are you living, thinking, and behaving in a way that embodies this? Know that what you radiate to the world is not up to you, because you are of pure magnificence. Your nature will show. But the way you embody yourself and the channels you use to self-express is up to you. It is always time to honor your true nature as a magnificent being. Wow, okay, chills. And then your affirmation, Your affirmation, I am conscious of my light, and I invite embodiment of full self-expression. Okay, so much, like, is this resonating with you all? This is literally tying the message up. It's, yeah, your own spirit is calling for you to realign with yourself. That is what your ancestors are calling for you to do. And who are you, right? That's what it's saying. Who is your wisest self? Your wisest self is that you are, this is your nature. And connect with your nature, right? We're talking about connect with your nature. Go back into your element. Well, what is that? Okay, look, right? This is you. You are of pure magnificence. That is your true nature. You don't get to choose how you shine because you are shining. Like, you are light. Don't tell the sun, like, okay, can you, like, you know, like this, can you dim your light, you know? Can you, like, not be so bright at noon? Like, no, that is its nature. That is the sun's nature, to be that bright at noon every single day. Like, it does not choose. And that is the same thing for you. And stepping away from things that aren't serving you and aren't serving your nature, that is huge ancestral work. Because when you're like consciously saying no to things that dim your light, aren't right for you, aren't serving you, you are literally doing ancestral work. Because it's like you are like the image comes, it's like you are breaking chains of yourself and of your ancestors. Like, these hands do not have any chains on them. This is like full surrender mode. You feel like it's almost kind of like you're taking this decision as like a burden now. But like, again, perspective. No, your ancestors are saying that you were chosen to make this decision. But being chosen doesn't mean like, well, you're the only one, right? Being chosen means, well, you get to lead us. That is the difference. It's not like, okay, yeah, we chose you, so now you get to do everything. Now you have to do everything alone. It's no, we chose you to lead us because you have it in you. You always have. Tap into that. And being a leader does not mean you have to do everything, you have to know everything, and you have to make the right decisions all the time. Like, that is impossible. No leader, like, that's not what leadership is about. Leadership is about being yourself, being in your flow, and being an example, right? That's what leadership is about. It's being so self-aware that you're able to be discerning, that you're able to practice healthy discernment, and you're able to, your ancestors are sharing the word guide. Like, being a leader means being a guide. That's really coming through. What does a guide mean to you? Who else has been a guide for you, right? Like, did they know everything? Who led you? Who guided you? Look at those before you. That's what ancestors are sharing. Who has guided you? Who has led you? Everyone has their own path. And that is beautiful. That is the divine beauty in all things. And ancestors are saying, in your own path, you are a leader for everyone who sees the same path or is on a similar path. Being a leader means knowing that help is the answer. Being a leader means being a support and getting support. That is what your ancestors are sharing here. And I hope that is really resonating with you and bringing you a lot of peace and affirmation. And I can sense like some of you are crying right now hearing this. Like, you don't have to do everything, and you were never meant to do everything. Like, that is the beauty in being connected. That's the beauty of being souls, is that's the beauty of life, right? Like, everything is connected. Everything relies on everything. Just take a deep breath. And even looking at this rabbit spirit here, it's such a beautiful image because it really speaks to like that ancestral work that your guides were talking about. Like, look at this. This is a caregiver, a parental, this is the guide, this is the leader. And these are like the ones who need that protection, that support. When the roles switch, right? Surrender to that. Surrender to receiving help. Surrender to being protected by others. You cannot alone just be one of the, like, one person here. And there is a sense of this cycle, this natural cycle of giving and receiving. And your ancestors are really sharing that is what you need to tap into. All right, so now the last bit of the reading is I like reading from the guidebook and just sharing what the authors of the decks have to, share the wisdom. So for the rabbit spirit, I feel like your ancestors are wanting that message first. So I'll read here. Now is a lucky time. A sunny meadow calls, and rabbit spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren and into the light so you can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. You are being invited into a new life that you have no experience with. But have no fear. Today is also a time to be fruitful and productive as you enjoy Rabbit Spirit's sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever you intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes, really, when you are co-creating with Spirit. So let new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. Okay, this is so spot on and beautiful. It's really like, you are so worried about the decision or whatever that you're going through. Rabbit Spirit literally has been sharing, connect with Spirit, right? Connect with the universe, connect with the guides. It will only lead you to an amazing experience. Like this card, remember it says right here, trust, believe, and witness how you create a path that will take you somewhere amazing. You got this. And like Rabbit Spirit said in the guidebook, you are going into something new. You are being invited into something that you have no experience with. That is why you feel so anxious and worried. That's totally normal. I mean, we're all scared of trying new things, and especially, for a lot of you, they're really big life decisions. But Rabbit Spirit is really saying connect with Spirit, universe, your guides. We are creating this together. We are creating this new life, going through this new experience together. And I mean, that there's nothing to be worried about. And a lot of you, that's really hard to understand. Like, what do you mean there's nothing to worry about? It's meditate on it. Like, what are you really worried about? Like, soul group 3, your ancestors are really asking you to journal, really go inside and ask yourself these questions. Whenever you think of a comment back to these messages, like, for example, right? Like, what do you mean there's nothing to worry about? Really ask yourself that question. That's what your ancestors are saying. Like, well, ask yourself that again. Repeat it and sit with it. That's what they are saying here. And then let's read from that Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. Number 25. Again, like 49, 25, they might be significant numbers for you during this time. If not, totally don't worry about it. All right, you can follow along or just close your eyes and listen. Release the dark wound. Let love live. If we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not yet ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity, which demands perfection and denies process. If you are thinking of publishers before you have even written the book, if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you've got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps rather different? Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly binned the project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted. They were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened, and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be without judgment, without criticism, even without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and intention will reveal it. Okay, so now the healing process. This is a meditation. So if you haven't already, you can continue to close your eyes. Say the declaration below out loud 3 times. Be in your heart and really feel what you are expressing. I now choose of my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shame, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love, so be it. I now choose of my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shame, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love, so be it. I now choose of my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shame, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love, so be it. That was such a beautiful reading, and I would invite you to think with your heart and feel with your mind. Connect with your body and trust in the spirit, in the universe, in the guides. You got this.
This is the end of your reading. I hope that you felt a warm embrace from me and your authentic self. If you are wanting a follow-up reading on how to embody and integrate your messages, you can go on my website and book a follow-up 30-minute live session with me. If you are feeling called to have a more personalized and focused card reading just for you, you can book a session on my website as well. I have different types of readings you can choose from. I have 2 products that are currently available for US pre-orders. The Solstice deck, which was one of the decks used in this reading, and then the Spirit Journal, which is a free writing page book journal where you can write or draw based on the moon cycles, the zodiacs, and the chakras. I made this journal specifically to document my card readings, and if that is something that you are searching for as well, I know it would be a beautiful addition to your self-care box. If this message resonated with you and if you want more videos like this, please like this video so I know what readings you are looking for. I would love for you to comment the emoji associated with your group reading and share a message or affirmation the universe said to you today so we can all show up and celebrate you. Please support and connect with each other in the comments as well. We are a community here, and my intention for this channel is that we hold each other in the spaces we are in as our wisest, most authentic selves. And I want us to celebrate that. And if you want to join this lovely community full of souls who are just trying to be ourselves, consider subscribing. We would love your energy and to be in this journey of self-love together. If you enjoyed this reading and if you want to show your support and provide energy exchange, I have a tip jar available through PayPal that you can find on my website or in the description link. This is never required, but it is always appreciated, and it allows me to continue making free content like this and be a full-time creative. So thank you so much. As always, we wrap up our session with some breaths, gratitude, and affirmations. So inhale, exhale. Thank you, universe. Thank you, higher self. Thank you. Thank you. I remember my divinity. I reclaim my intuition. I practice my sovereignty. And I embody my wisdom. Thank you, and so it is, and so it is.